Imagine this. You walk out to your family ranch on a quiet Wyoming morning, only to find gunshots ringing out across your pasture. Your prized Highland cattle, a bloodline protected under federal law for over a century, are under attack by strangers in camouflage. And leading them? The icy smile of the new HOA president from 3 miles down the road, armed with forged documents and a fake court order claiming your entire ranch. What she didn't know was that I wasn't just a rancher. I knew the law better than she ever could, and I was about to dismantle her empire, piece by piece. My name is Luke Mallister, 30 years old, and the 6th generation to run the Mallister Ranch in rural Wyoming. Our family's pride wasn't money, wasn't even land. It was heritage Highland cattle. These weren't just animals. My great-great-grandfather imported them in 1891, one of the first herds west of the Mississippi. Thick red coats, massive horns, unmatched resilience. Dad used to say, "They're worth more than gold, Luke, because gold is just metal. These cattle are our name, our history, our bloodline." He died in a farming accident when I was just 15. His last words to me were clear. "Promise me you'll protect them." And I had. For 15 years, I kept the herd strong. Inspections, vaccines, DNA verification, all pristine. So when a gunshot cracked across the meadow one Tuesday morning, I felt the ground fall out beneath me. I sprinted to the pasture, Scout, my border collie, barking furiously beside me. One of my bulls lay in the grass, bleeding. Another shot echoed, and panic surged through the herd. My heart pounded. And then I saw them, hunters, on my land, guns raised toward my cattle. And at the center of it all, heels somehow unsoiled by the mud, stood Pamela Chadwick. Pamela had moved into the Crestmont subdivision 6 months earlier, 3 miles downhill. Within weeks, she had installed herself as HOA president after the real president's sudden accidental death. Sharp haircut, tailored suits, and a smile that felt like ice water down your back. And now she was trespassing on my land with armed strangers. "What are you doing on my property?" I shouted. One hunter waved like it was a friendly misunderstanding, but Pamela stepped forward, her blazer glowing ivory under the sun, her heels sinking ever so slightly into the mud. "Mr. Mallister," she purred, holding out a thick manila folder. "I have state authorization. Your herd tested positive for a dangerous bovine illness. We're here under state mandate to carry out humane disposal before it spreads." I froze. My cattle? Diseased? Impossible! I grabbed the papers, stamped with official seals, signed by the State Livestock Board. Pamela smiled. "Don't take it personally. Contamination is serious business. Best to move on." But just then, a familiar pickup barreled into the pasture. Out jumped Dr. Javier Morales, my longtime friend and veterinarian. He knelt by the wounded bull, scanned its eyes, coat, muscle tone, then stood. "No signs of disease," he said firmly. "This bull is healthy. This entire herd is healthy." Pamela's mask slipped. "These are official documents," she hissed. Morales stared at her. "Documents signed by Dr. Oliver Hansen?" His lips curled into a snarl. "He was suspended 2 months ago for falsifying reports. These are forged." The hunters froze. Scout barked louder, as if to punctuate the accusation. Pamela's smile cracked and snapped back into place. She pulled another envelope. "Additionally, Mr. Mallister, a court order has seized your property. Land grant irregularities dating back to 1891. You no longer own this ranch." Her eyes gleamed with triumph. And then she walked away. I stood there, fists clenched, as my herd bellowed in panic. My family's entire legacy under siege on 2 fronts. I had 48 hours to stop her. That night, rage burned through me, but so did determination. Pamela thought I was just some rancher. What she didn't know, I had spent winters buried in law books, agricultural law, land grants, state statutes. It was time to use that knowledge. First call, my insurance agent. Under the guise of updating livestock coverage, I asked about outbreaks. The rep hesitated, then admitted. 3 other ranches in the past 4 months. Same disease, same state orders. Each forced to sell land at a loss. Pattern. Second lead, Molly's Tavern. I found 2 of those displaced ranchers, Tom Harrison and Gary Bowen. Over cheap beer, they spilled the truth. Each of them had received routine surveys from Pamela 6 weeks before their seizure, then forged reports, then hunters. Third clue, public records. I spent hours digging. The inspector who supposedly signed my cattle's death warrant, Oliver Hansen, suspended for falsifying results. The judge who signed my land seizure order hadn't even verified the deed. It wasn't random. It was a systematic extortion scheme. Clear ranchers off prime land, sell to Pamela's ex-husband's Sterling Development Corporation, build luxury resorts. She was running a RICO-level operation under the guise of an HOA. That night my phone buzzed. Sheriff Dana Brooks, lifelong family friend. "Luke," she said quietly, "I've been watching Pamela too. Meet me at the old grain elevator at dawn." I drove there under cover of night. The elevator loomed, rusted, ghostly. Dana handed me a flash drive and a manila folder. Inside, audio recordings. Pamela bragging about intimidating ranchers. Photos of her exchanging envelopes of cash with county clerks. A trail of corruption winding through state offices. "This is bigger than just you, Luke," Dana warned. "But if we move now, we can stop it." For the first time since that bull hit the dirt, I felt hope. We had 48 hours. I contacted FBI agent Sarah Fields in Denver, already investigating Sterling Development. Sent her the recordings, the subpoenas, the forged documents. She responded fast. Set the bait. So I did. Friday at noon, Pamela's hand-picked inspectors came for a final review. I greeted them with cameras rolling, streaming live on social media. Pamela smirked, ready to finalize disease containment. Her team unloaded syringes. Dr. Javier Morales stormed forward, flashing his vet license. "These aren't tests, they're lethal injections." And right on cue, Sheriff Brooks and 2 FBI agents stepped out from the tree line. Badges raised. "Pamela Chadwick, you are under arrest for conspiracy, extortion, mail fraud, wire fraud, and violations under the RICO Act." Pamela's eyes went wide. Her empire collapsed in a heartbeat. Her contractors dropped their syringes and ran. 2 weeks later, the courtroom in Cheyenne was standing room only. Ranchers, victims, journalists, all packed shoulder to shoulder. Pamela sat at the defendant's table, her pristine fashion traded for an orange jumpsuit. Her once flawless hair hung limp. The U.S. attorney laid out everything: forged reports, fake inspections, false condemnations, HOA intimidation squads. Judge Elaine Carter, herself a daughter of a rancher, listened in icy silence. When the verdict came, it was thunder. 12 years in federal prison for Pamela, 8 years for Dr. Hansen. Sterling Development fined $25 million and forced to compensate every defrauded landowner. The Crestmont HOA dismantled permanently. Pamela didn't smile when the cuffs clicked shut. She didn't even look at me. Back home, the herd grazed peacefully again. New calves wobbled on unsteady legs, their coats shining in the sun. Scout chased birds across the field, free and happy. I stood by the fence, hand resting on a post worn smooth by generations before me. Dad's words echoed, "Promise me you'll protect them." And I had. Against bullets, against corruption, against greed. I had kept the promise. And Pamela? She'd never steal another ranch again.